My name is Tia and I'm a 2023 Global Footprint Scholar in Horticulture. My passion is to help on the family farm of 4,500 acres. We have sheep, cattle and pigs, and we also do fodder crops and used to do vegetable crops. I hope to learn how to make the business more productive. In the past, we sold our vegetables and meat produce to the Brisbane and local farmer markets. My dream is to start my own business to sell affordable, fresh, paddock-to-plate produce to customers, especially when it's so expensive to buy food at the supermarket. I love gardening and I currently have a garden full of roses, perennials and bulbs. I hope to build a bigger garden as the years go on. I left school at year 10 and did my apprenticeship at North Station David Nursery owned by Sarah and David Caldwell. I'm currently at TAFE finalising my wool classing certificate. My scholarship journey started on March the 23rd, 24. I left at Sydney Airport for London and my first placement was at Kew Gardens. I stayed in an apartment close by and a new experience started for me. Not only leaving a farm in the country but navigating my way around a big city. I spent 1.5 weeks in the gardens and the remaining time at the Tropical Nursery. Joe, the manager of the gardens, was extremely helpful upon my arrival. He took the time to walk me through the gardens and asked about my interests to ensure I would get the most from my short experience working there. During my last week, I had the opportunity to work in the Tropical Nursery. The nursery was set up so all the plants according to the climate and species are in different glasshouses. An amazing place. I was very excited to learn how to grow orchids as they have always been one of my favourites. Bala, who is an expert in the orchid family, went out of her way to teach us so much about these beautiful plants. Next up on my scholarship journey was David Austin Roses. On the 13th of April, I left London and caught a train to Telford. Stephanie kindly picked me up and dropped me off to the cottage. I was provided with a car, accommodation for the 3 months I was working with them. The experience I got was huge, starting with the breeding glasshouses for my first couple of weeks. I pollinated thousands of rose hits and learned a lot about the cut roses. Next, David Austin Roses scheduled me to work inside with the licensing and marketing team for a week, and then outside for a month in the production nursery. I was lucky to help with the Chelsea Flower Show pre-setup. I was especially lucky because the team decided to buy me a ticket to join them for a day at the Chelsea Flower Show. On the weekends, I've travelled around England. I drove to Diddley Scott Farm, which was only 3 hours away. I've watched every episode of Clarkson's Farm, so I was glad to be so close. Some of my co-workers invited me to their homes. Jen was particularly kind to me. She invited me to 3 Counties Show and to Stoke-on-Trent, where we took a pottery class together at the famous World of Redwood factory. During the remainder of my placement at David Austin Roses, I worked in the Visitor and Garden Centre. The team was wonderful to work with. I was sad to leave David Austin Roses, but have been invited back any time to work with the team again. My last placement was at the Eden Project, starting on the 15th of May to the 9th of August. I met many people during my stay at the Eden Yard Backpackers. The owners of the hostel, Julie and Neil, were very kind to me. I stayed in their home and helped them at the hostel when not at placement. I wrapped up my time at the Eden Project by spending a week in the production nursery where they grow vegetables for the restaurants and plants for the garden and visitor centre. Before I headed back to Australia, I was excited to visit Ireland. Thankfully, my friend's family warmly welcomed me to stay with them for a couple of weeks. Sean and Mary Cahir. Their family owned C&M Foods in Tulla, County Clare. They invited me to work at their meatworks and took me on adventures around the area. Mary took me on hikes, introduced me to beautiful castles and showed me the amazing Rowan. Sean was kind enough to set up visits to local farmers, a small abattoir and the butchers who buy their meat. I was thrilled to finally check out some farms and experience it all. Whilst being home, I have been working more on the farm and travelling around New South Wales and Queensland working in the wool sheds. In my travels, I learned and gained more confidence to travel and work in my own country. I love farming and hope in the future I can travel overseas again and gain more experience on farms in different countries. The scholarship certainly helped me gain more confidence, realise how lucky I am to live in Australia and make new connections. I just want to say a huge thank you to Sue Ellen, Carmen and Graham Ross for this wonderful opportunity and all the support you've given me. Your contributions have truly made a difference and I appreciate you all so much. I would like to express my strong appreciation to BBM Scholarships, Kew Gardens, David Austin Roses, Eden Yard Backpackers, the Eden Project, Cahir family and my sponsor New Australia. Your support is invaluable and deeply appreciated. Watch this space for my next adventures and journeys. Yours truly, Tia Magner.